Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Gabriela Stan and I am pleased to welcome you to this special edition of the series Fit for Future Accountant. This year, the body of expert and licensed accountants of Romania organized on 3rd and 4th of October the 24th anniversary edition of the Congress of Romanian Accounting Profession, marking 100 years since the first Congress of the profession held in 1923. Guest speakers from the most important and relevant organizations for the profession at international and regional level talked about and addressed hot topics related to the main theme of the Congress, that is, future-ready professionals, evolution or revolution. The results of the works of the Congress, organized in opening remarks, a plenary session and 3 thematic panels on ACG, taxation and forensic accounting, were extremely productive and put on the table the hot issues that the profession is facing now. In this context, we have had the pleasure to discuss with Kari, Senior Manager Certified in Financial Forensics Credential at AICPA, during the panel on Forensic Accounting for Better Governance, and we decided to continue the conversation and hear more from her extensive experience in this area. First of all, thank you, Kari, for accepting our invitation to continue our discussion. First of all, I would like to ask you to tell our viewers more about yourself.
Thank you. It is such a privilege to be here and to be able to sit with you today and continue the dialogue. My name is Kari. I'm with the AICPA CIMA. My branch is with the AICPA portion, and we monitor the CPAs in the United States, and also my department specializes in forensic accounting. So to have your invitation to come and speak more about my favorite topic today is a pleasure.
That's great to hear. As I was mentioned, we'd like to continue the conversation we had yesterday at our Congress, and to ask you to tell us a bit about the practical difference between a chartered accountant and forensic accountant.
Yes, it's a good question because most professional accountants, whether they are chartered accountants or CPAs, they already do some level of forensic accounting. We are trained in the rules of mathematics. We are trained in the nuance of language, especially for regulations. And so we already have a certain familiarity with things like red flags or internal controls. And when you want to work as a forensic accountant, you're simply taking your professional accounting tools and using them in a different way, in a specialized way.
That's a great point, and it brings me to my second question. Is it difficult to specialize in forensic accounting, mainly in the US because you come from this jurisdiction, but also in Romania now that CECAR and the AICPA has an agreement?
Yes, and we are very excited about that agreement because what that agreement allows is for our regulations to open doors for the chartered accountants of Romania, for example, to explore more education and even credentialing with forensic accounting and the AICPA. So it is a bit of a challenge because it is a specialty area, and so practitioners have to really want to do this line of work. It is challenging to do, but it is also very rewarding.
Right, that's a very good point you made, and I think that this makes it much clearer for our members. Forensic accounting is actually a relatively new specialization, and it's still growing. What do you see as the immediate potential future of this?
Another excellent question, a big question, and I want to address what you said a moment earlier where you mentioned jurisdiction. And so, as we all know, we have a different set of laws, a different set of jurisdictions and courts in different countries. And so it's important for us to realize that we can harmonize our accounting language and our accounting practices, and we can also harmonize forensic accounting to an extent. So, for example, the red flags that I mentioned and the internal controls that I mentioned, these are relatively uniform around the world. And so our education and our training focuses on those relatively uniform topical areas. And then to answer your question now is the immediate need is for more of our professional accountants to be aware of those areas. That would allow us to operate in a flexible way, that would allow us to continue dialogue such as this, and dialogue that might lead us to future solutions. So the immediate need would be for us to educate ourselves as is appropriate in forensic accounting, and then also to continue that to broaden that canvas around the world. The agreement that you mentioned between Chikara and the AICPA-CIMA, I believe is a powerful first step toward sharing best practices, sharing information. When I was speaking with some of my colleagues at the conference, I was encouraged by how much we have in common. We're facing many of the same issues. We have many of the same challenges in the profession. And so I would say that whether you are a forensic accountant or a regular accountant, a tax accountant, an auditor, we still need to have these conversations, because it impacts all of our jobs, whether we work specifically in forensic accounting or not. So immediate need, start having more conversations, start learning more. Future need, I think agreements such as the one that we now have together is the wave of the future, and I look forward to hopefully seeing more of those.
So this is just the beginning of our conversation, and we look forward for more in the future to raise awareness among professionals about forensic and other topics that are interesting for our members. So thank you very much, Kari, for accepting our invitation. I know that your busy agenda, it's very busy, sorry, and thank you again for accepting our invitation. Thank you for watching us, and also stay tuned on our social media channels. See you again. Bye.